In this video, I'll be introducing parallel lines and the geometry that involves parallel lines. So, if we've got two parallel lines, generally they have the symbol with the little arrow here, which means that they're parallel. Parallel lines means that they're never touching, they're going in the same direction forever and ever, and they never touch, so they never intersect. So generally they'll have a line that intersects them like this. And we have an angle here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight this area here quickly. So I'm going to come over here on the side. I'm just going to draw what we have. We've got A, B, C, D. Now that looks like something I've drawn previously in a previous video. They look like vertically opposite. So all those angles there have to add up to 360 degrees. And we know that A equals C, B equals D. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to highlight this section here in the red. So I'm just going to draw that off to the side. So we've got F, E, G, H. Now, that there, one full revolution, we've got, knowing vertically opposite angles are the same, we have E equals H and G equals F. So that's fantastic. So knowing we've got that information, what we'll do is we'll just come up. We'll come up here and we'll redraw. So we've got parallel lines. Got a line going through. Now we know that A equals C, so I'm just going to leave that A. And we'll go B, B. Now, what we'll do is, using what we've done, we've got E, E. And we've got F, F. Now there's something specific about this. They're parallel lines. So that means this top line here is the same as this bottom line. So that means that angle here, A, is going to be the same as this angle here, F. Which we know that A equals A, so that means these three angles here are the same. Well, 4, sorry. And that means, well, these angles here are the same. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just have a look at this closer. So we have our parallel lines. So we have parallel. Make sure we put our symbols. So if I've got this angle here, A, looking at what I've just said, well, that's also equal to A. And what we call them, they're called corresponding angles. Okay? So that's how we know that they're the same. And they sort of, if you look carefully, we sort of have like an upside down F here. So if you see that F shape with parallel lines, we know that they're equal. So if I was to look at, for example, if I was to put B here, well then that would be B as well. And you can sort of see we've got that F shape again. All right. So the F shape helps us with the corresponding angles. They are the same. All right. Now, also, if we keep going and having a look at it a little bit more as well, just put that out of the way. So we'll draw it again, our parallel lines. So they are corresponding. And if we look at our above diagram here, we've said that B equals B and E equals E and B equals E. They're in blue. So that means, and A equals F. So that means this angle here is equal to this angle here. based on our previous diagram. And that makes sense with our vertically opposite angles on a line. Oh, I forgot my parallel lines. Now, what you'll notice here is a Z shape. So that's how we can tell the alternate, because they're alternating sides of the intersecting line of the parallel lines. And that goes for, if we had B here and B here. And what you would see is another Z shape, but a backward Z, okay? So that's where we talk about alternate angles. Now, what we'll do is so that's alternate and corresponding angles. But what do we do with the angles here? So we've got our parallel lines. That's all well and good because we've got our corresponding, we've got our alternate. Well, now that we have those angles, what about angle A and angle B? Well, they're not the same. But what do we know about them? Well, we know that B is also here, degrees, and we know that A is here due to corresponding angles, like I've just stated before. And we know angles in a straight line, so these angles here and these angles here equal 180 degrees. So A plus B equals 180 degrees. And what we call this is co-interior angles, because they're co meaning more than one. Interior, they're the internal angles. And you can see they're the internal angles of the parallel lines. They're in there. And you can see there's a C there. So co-interior, C. So corresponding is like an F. Alternate looks like a Z. And co-interior looks like a C. So it's A plus B equals 180. So hopefully this helps you when it comes to the rules of parallel lines.